How many times have you heard someone from the motivational industry tell you that you need more willpower and motivation, or you need to change your mindset in order to change your actions and behaviors and get your life to where you want it to be, to produce the results that you want in your life so that you can make tons of money and become a super achiever like Mark Cuban? Or whatever it is, you probably want some sort of change in your life, but you've been relying on willpower and motivation to create that change. But I want to ask you a question. Has relying on willpower or motivation ever produced the results you wanted? Has it successfully changed your actions and behaviors before? Let's take a look back at the last New Year's resolution you made. You probably told yourself you were going to create some sort of change in your actions and behaviors. Maybe you said you were going to go start working out consistently, or eat healthy consistently, or start being more productive consistently so that you reach some sort of goal that improves your life. Well, what happened after a few weeks? Let me guess. It probably went good for the first few days or even a week. You started consistently doing whatever it is you told yourself you'd do. And that's because you're relying on willpower and motivation. It was all going fine at first. But then one time you got tired, or you weren't motivated, or you weren't feeling like you wanted to do that action or create the behaviors and change. And then so you decided to skip the gym or have a cheat meal or stop being productive for this one time. Then this one time turns into another and another until you found yourself back into your old patterns and routes of doing none of it. And that change only lasted for a week or something like that. And the worst part is this all happened because you were relying on willpower and motivation. And it's a broken formula, and frankly, I don't even need to expand on this. You can look at your own life and see that what you've been doing hasn't been working. Otherwise, you would already have the life you want and frankly not be watching this video. Now, if you have fallen victim to this trap from the motivational industry where you rely on willpower and motivation to change your actions and behaviors, don't worry, because you're about to discover why you always fall back into your old behaviors and actions, no matter how badly you want to change your life. And more importantly, you're about to discover how to create real and substantial and everlasting change in your life. Now, in the new era of health, we have an approach that goes completely against the grain. We rewire your brain, or have you acquire the mind of a conqueror. You see, you have two parts of your brain. You have the conscious part, and then you have the subconscious part. Now, 90 to 95% of the decisions that you make in your entire day are made with your subconscious mind. Now, in the new era of health, we have an approach that goes completely against the grain. Now, in the new era of health, we have an approach that goes completely against the grain. We rewire your brain, or have you acquire the mind of a conqueror. You see, you have two parts of your brain. You have the left or conscious part, and then you have the right or subconscious part. Now, 90 to 95% of the decisions that you make in your entire day are made with your subconscious mind. Now, the way I like to put this is think back to a time when maybe you finished work or something, you're driving home, and you started zoning out. You weren't consciously aware of what's going on in your surroundings or whatever. And 10 minutes later, you're just magically home. You're like, dude, how the heck did I even get home? I wasn't consciously driving. Well, that's your subconscious mind for you. It got you home through your habits. Now, when you tell yourself you're going to change your actions and behaviors, you're using your conscious mind. You're telling yourself that you're going to consistently work out or eat healthy or something like that. But you've already formed a habit of not doing that. So then you get into something that's called the brain battle, where essentially your conscious mind's telling you to make change and your subconscious mind is telling you not to make change. Now, which do you think wins this battle? Yup, your subconscious mind, or the habits it has created, which is why you always fall back into your old patterns and ruts. So you might be wondering, how do I escape this vicious cycle? And the answer is simple. You just need to rewire your brain, or acquire the mind of a conqueror, which essentially is getting your subconscious mind to work with your conscious mind. Only when this happens will you successfully stick to your word and change your actions and behaviors. It's only when this happens that your potential in life sprouts like a tree and you become limitless. I mean, think about it. If you're in the habit of relying on willpower and motivation to change your actions and behaviors, and you're in the habit of not keeping your own word to yourself, how are you ever supposed to become a high performer and make tons of money? Whenever you strive for greatness, you'll ignore your own word to do the things that will produce the money you want. How are you ever supposed to get a lean, powerful, and attractive body if you fail to keep your word to work out consistently? How are you supposed to think as clearly as the guy in Limitless and gain boundless energy if you fail to keep your word to eat healthy consistently? If you want to create real and substantial change in your life so that you become unstuck and limitless, then you must acquire the mind of a conqueror. Now, the reality is that acquiring the mind of a conqueror will do much more than morph you into a high-performing beast. It will enable you to conquer your emotions and attitude so that you're constantly happy, energetic, and feel comfortable in your own skin. And the reason why I know this will work for you is because when I was 21 years old, I was stabbed in the throat, chest, and arm. You can see one of the scars right here. Hopefully it's visible. I can't see from the angle. You see one right here. Punctured my lung right here. The knife went halfway through my throat. I should be dead. The doctor said they couldn't have chosen a better spot for the blade to go through my throat. Like, it missed my voice box, missed like everything. That was insanely crucial, I should say. This one punctured my lung, and I woke up 7 days later from an induced coma. I was living off tubes. If you unplug the tubes, you unplug me. And while I was alive, I was in this place where I was completely broken, physically and mentally. My legs couldn't work. I couldn't even talk. I had nerve damage in my tongue. I had to write down everything to communicate. And it was pretty bad. Like, I couldn't even finish eating a meal because I would get so tired that I'd have to nap. Like, I'd eat for 20 minutes, get tired, because I couldn't even eat anymore. I would get so tired that I couldn't even freaking go like this. And I'd have to nap, and then I'd wake up and finish eating my cold meal. Like, going up to go to use the bathroom felt like running a marathon. I just couldn't think clearly. My mind was clouded with negative thoughts and self-doubt. And it's because of this that when I started to recover, I wanted to build myself back up. I lost every ounce of muscle that I had. And so I told myself I'd work out consistently. And I'd get in this routine where I tell myself I'd do something like that, and I'd fall off my own word. I told myself I'd work or eat healthy consistently, and it only went well for like 3 or 4 days. Then I kept falling back into my old patterns and ruts. And like I said before, my mind, it was plagued with negative thoughts and self-doubt. I didn't feel good about where my life was going, who I was becoming. And when you're in this place where you're doubting yourself, you don't feel good about anything in your life, it leaves you trapped and stuck in a life of sadness, in a life of mediocrity. You get scared. I felt like my potential in life was rotting away. And that's torture in itself. And so what happened was I kept continuing down this path where I was relying on willpower and motivation to change my actions, behaviors, and it never worked. So I started studying ancient journals on brain science and transformational psychology. I discovered how the human brain works. And so I started reprogramming my brain. I started acquiring the mind of a conqueror. I got my subconscious mind to work with my conscious mind. And only when that happened did I successfully stick to my word. I got the physique I wanted. I got the energy. I got the mental clarity that I wanted. And not only that, look, I'm talking to you in front of a camera right now because I'm running a business around my passion. I get to help people like you rewire your body and brain into a powerhouse. With this, I'm waking up in a great mood because I get to do what I love. And that's why this mission is so important to me. It saved me from a life of mediocrity, and it can do the same for you. But you need to acquire the mind of a conqueror. Without this, you're not going to hit your goals in life. And look, you're watching this video because you don't feel good about an area of your life. You feel stuck. You feel trapped maybe. Well, how are you going to feel in 3 months from now if you're still living the same exact life you're living right now? Probably a lot worse. That feeling in your gut that's telling you that you're on the wrong path in life or going in the wrong direction, it's only going to keep growing. Now, I put all this ancient wisdom on evolution, biology, and psychology into a 3-step system. It's the same system that brought me from the brink of death to where I am now. Now, the first step is acquiring the mind of a conqueror. Then we move into step 2 and 3, which is work out and eat like a conqueror, where you're essentially going to enhance your body and brain to its peak performance. You're going to gain unreal mental clarity. Think as clearly as the guy in Limitless. Get a lean, powerful, and attractive body like Zac Efron's. If you want to learn more about this 3-step system, click the link around this video.